In this video, I want to show you a little side benefit that I just recently discovered with Thrive Architect, that it allows you to customize your login screen, which is actually really cool because sometimes it requires an additional plugin or something to do that. So let me show you how to do it. Okay, so this screen here is pretty much what the lab login for my membership site has been looking like. And this is not default, okay? This is actually being customized by the Buddy Boss theme. And so I have some settings that are in the settings for Buddy Boss that allows me to do this, set a background image and stuff like that. And it works fine, but I discovered this capability with Thrive Architect that allows me to customize it further. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did this because I think it looks a lot better personally. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Buddy Boss settings. You probably won't need to do this if you're not using Buddy Boss, but we're going to turn off its capability of right here, custom login register screen, and this is the settings that it provides, and it's okay, but we're going to go and turn this bad boy off. Okay, now if we go back to my login screen, we're back to a total default here. Now this is what WordPress does automatically, but it does provide some built-in hooks that you probably don't know about in order to customize this, and that's what's happening here. Now generally you'd have to go out and get some special plugin, or perhaps your theme is like Buddy Boss and it has some kind of a capability here. The cool thing is Thrive Architect can do it, and I actually didn't know until recently that it had this capability. So we go to Thrive Dashboard, and then you have all these little options here, okay? Now, we're not going to go over all this stuff right now, but this is a lot of cool stuff that a lot of people forget is even there. But look at this one, WordPress login screen and branding. Load this bad boy up. It shows us what it looks like right now, which is of course default. So we're going to go ahead and activate it. Okay, so right off the bat, it's going to do this. It's going to provide some styling to it. If we go back and refresh my login screen, you see that it looks a little bit different now, but it's generic. We got to, put in our logo and stuff like this. So even this is actually an improvement over the default WordPress login, but we're going to take it further. We're going to hit this button here. This is Edit with Thrive Architect. Let it load up here. Okay, now the first thing, because we're doing this for the first time, is it's going to show us a bunch of login templates here. Now these all come directly from Thrive, and they look nice. Some of them have come in with custom background images and all that, but keep in mind, you'll be able to customize those images. It ain't like you're stuck with them, okay? So we can do whatever the heck we want here. Let's go ahead and go with, say, this one. Okay, we're going to replace the template. Okay, here we are. Okay, now what we have here is the Thrive Architect editor, but if you're familiar with Thrive Architect, you'll realize that you don't have all your options. Like you can't drag text widgets and all the stuff that Thrive Architect usually does. And that's because WordPress actually does provide a limited set of options to modify this screen. And so, Thrive Architect is basically working with what WordPress does. But if we click this, we can choose our own logo here. Let's pull something up here. Let me search for lab. I know I've got one in here somewhere. That one will work. So there's that. Make it maybe a little bigger. We could change the text here to make it a little more like darker. Could probably even make it a little bigger. You can format the username and password field to make them look a little bit nicer if you'd like. Let's say I don't like that brown of the button, so let's go ahead and change that to one of my blue colors. You get the idea. It's like a visual editor. This background image, obviously, I'm not a big fan of the clock, so let's go ahead and choose something else from my library. This is the one that I was using inside the old login screen, so we'll just go with that for now. You can move and position it as you want. Apply. Probably don't need that gradient over top of it. And there we go. I mean, it's a real basic thing, but as you can see, if you wanted to change another one, you just hit this little cloud template thing and you've got other options here to choose from. That's just what I did, but it looks pretty good. And now let's go ahead and save our work. Now let's go back to the other browser And there it is, a custom login screen. So it's pretty cool what you can do. It's really easy. It's actually it's really cool. You don't need some other plugin or a built-in capability with your theme. Essentially, if you have Thrive Architect installed, you can do this. So again, all you need here is Thrive Architect. Now, if you just want to pretty up your login for yourself, you could do that if you're just running a purely public blog, and then you don't really have people accessing your login. But where I think this really comes in handy is if you're using a membership site. If you've got a membership site. Now, sometimes you'll be using a theme that can customize that login for you, like Buddy Boss. It's just a matter of whether you like it or not. You know, there's different ways of doing it, okay? Now, I personally use Thrive Architect even inside of my membership. I use it as a content editor because there are definitely times where it speeds up my workflow drastically, okay? And so just merely having Thrive Architect installed there, I don't have any other Thrive plugin installed on the lab membership site, just Thrive Architect. It gives me the Thrive dashboard options and the extra capability. And I was like, oh, cool. I can customize the login screen further. And you can see that it works out fine. So that's pretty much how you do it. If it works for you, great. Again, Thrive Architect is part of the overall Thrive suite. I am a big fan of that. I will be linking below to my full review of the Thrive suite if you want to check out everything else that you get, because Thrive Architect is just one of a whole bunch of stuff. But the cool thing is, for this little thing with the login, you only need Thrive Architect. Okay, see you next time.